Hey everybody, happy Wednesday and welcome to Wellness and Business. But today we're gonna kind of take a caveat. We're gonna go in a different direction, and instead of doing an interview with a business owner, I have Mr. Taylor here with me, and we're actually gonna talk about video games. We're gonna talk about what we like to do to blow off steam, and we have a gaming family. So I like to play games.
I like to play games.
And we have 3 children who also like to play games, and we've encouraged it. Why have we encouraged it though?
Well, it keeps them out of our hair. No, because there's lots of things with games that's good for kids. Like when our youngest one was really small, actually it helped him learn to read because he wanted to read what was scrolling along the bottom of the game. And I'm not saying it taught him to read, but when he got to school and it was time to learn to read, he was more into it because he thought, hey, if I learn how to read this stuff, I'll be able to read what my game is saying. And it was one thing that encouraged him. He liked it.
Yeah, so this is before like a whole bunch of voice acting for video games started, where it was just graphics and audio and words, right? So
it was grabbed by the ghoulies.
But there was another one, Metal Gear.
Yes.
Metal Gear.
Yeah.
He would play that. And Metal Gear Solid, which was just strictly words, right? Ocelot and all them guys, but Snake. But it encouraged him to want to read, so he learned at school, so he was able to read. It was a cheaper way to entertain ourselves and have some distraction. And
it's true, because if you go to the movies, think about it. Nowadays, if you go to the movies, you're spending almost $10 a ticket if it's nighttime, or $10 a ticket if it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a family of just 3, that's $30. Then you buy popcorn and drinks and everything. Now you're up to almost $50.
Candy. He always wants candy.
For probably a 2-hour movie, and it's it. You spent $50. You spend $60, you get a PS4 game, and that'll last you a whole year maybe before they get tired of it. So
right.
It's a cost-effective way to entertain and to build up their hand-eye coordination. And sometimes it can be a social thing. Like sometimes, and that's the thing. Like with her, when she likes to play games, she gets on these massive MMORPGs, and all of a sudden she's got friends like, oh, Squirrel Master is my friend, and all this stuff.
I don't have a friend named Squirrel Master.
Whoever. I don't know. They got names.
That's a good one.
But me, I just like to play for me. Like, I just want to play against the computer. I'll play baseball, which she doesn't understand. She'll go, I don't know how you can play that baseball game. It's just you against the computer over and over and over. And I'm like, yeah, that makes me happy.
It's not like watching it in real life, right? So it's like if we're watching it on TV, I'm like, and I fall asleep. But if we're like in the stadium watching a baseball game, I'm all in there, right? There's a lot of stuff that you see in real life that you don't get to see on TV. But he's just playing his game, and I'm like, what are you getting out of that? He's getting some need met. That's why he likes that game.
Because I never got to play baseball. I never got to do it. And so now I hit virtual home runs and feel better about myself that, yes, I'm the man. I hit a home run. So there, I'm getting it out. Don't judge me.
I'm judging you. There are so many different genres of game out there that can meet anyone's particular need that they have to, and meeting a human need is important. However, there are unhealthy ways to do distraction, right? Where it turns from something that's enjoyable into addiction. And that's not just for drugs or for things like cigarettes or for coffee. It's actually the same thing for electronics. So cell phones. When's the last time you put yours down? Have you been more than 5 feet away from it? Can you stay away from it for several hours?
I don't even know where my phone is.
I don't even know why he has a phone.
Look. Okay, it's Bash Chris Day. That's cool. I can take it. My ego's big enough.
It's like sometimes I can't even reach him, but you know what? That is good. And giving yourself boundaries when it comes to gaming is also really important. So let's talk about having a healthy gaming habit. Still a habit. It's something like a healthy gaming distraction. So what are some of the things to remember when you're gaming that helps you to maintain your health and your wellness?
Well, here's the thing. When you're playing these games, I know a lot of us are on lockdown now because of this COVID thing, and games are going to be a way that a lot of people deal with that, and that's okay. That's cool. But if you have other people you live with, if you have children, spouses, if you have stuff you have to do, you can't ignore those things because you're all into your game so much. Like, you hear the whole thing about gamer stench, right? Gamer stench is a thing.
It's real.
Because people wake up and they go, oh, and they wipe the crust out of their eyes and they immediately start getting on their game. And if you do that 2 or 3 days in a row, now you smell like a skunk getting a perm in the septic tank of a slaughterhouse. All right, it's really bad.
It's so bad.
Like our son, he'll walk by and it's gotten past the onions point. He'll smell like, ooh. I go, boy, he's going to be mad. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this. But I'll tell him, you need to take a shower, dude. When's the last time you took a shower? I know every parent is going, I've said that. But it's true. It's like, but I get it.
I've had it.
I want him to play.
He's had it.
I've never had it.
He's lying.
Not me. My armpits don't smell like onions all the time. But yes, so you have to remember to do these basic things. Take care of yourself. Take your shower. And just even every day, like when you're sitting here playing a game, if you've sat in place you shouldn't sit with not moving from a place for more than an hour. Mm-hmm. If you've been sitting there 3 hours, this whole thing about blood clots in your legs and deep vein thrombosis and all that stuff, especially with the overweight population in our country, you got to get up and move around. And for a while there, you know what I was doing? If I hit a home run in my baseball game, when I was playing my baseball game, I had this deal with myself. I've since not done it. But for a while, every time I hit a home run, I would pause the game, I would get up, and I would do 20 push-ups. And then I'd sit back down and start playing again. And that's at least something to get your blood flowing, get something, and give yourself a little signpost like that when you're playing a game. If you do a certain thing that happens kind of infrequently in the game, if you can pause it. I know a lot of your stuff, it's things that other people you can't pause.
Here's what I do, because
you got to tell people, just a minute, real life, right?
Well, okay, so I play games that have like a PvP element to it, which is player versus player. And there's this thing that people will do sometimes when they're being not so nice, when they kill you finally, or, if they just continuously keep killing you. It's called teabagging. And so they'll sit there. That's exactly what it sounds like. So they'll use the crouch button or something and just sit there, and they will go up and down on your dead body. And it's an insult, but I will actually take that time to do squats over my chair, kind of like to teabag my chair. It's kind of what I'm doing.
That's poor sportsmanship, by the way. People.
Yeah. Teabagging, a lot of people are like, yes, and they think but it's really just, don't do it.
It's disrespectful. I mean, okay, so you won. You killed me. Okay, you have to rub it in too. But there's a lot of jerks out there. So, but yes, getting up and doing something. Do some squats, walk around, do some sit-ups. Even just give yourself that little, go get a glass of water. Go take a bathroom break. That's
actually a really good one. Most people don't drink the amount of water they're supposed to have.
Yeah, they're busy with Mountain Dew and Cheetos. Gamers, drink water.
Right. So at the end of every boss fight, go drink 6 ounces of water and come back.
Well, and here's how Nuala deals with it sometimes. She'll drink this stuff. She keeps it right here by the computer.
Those are for naked runs and drunk auctions.
And no one says you can't have a snort every once in a while. You can still be healthy and just don't be a drunk.
Right. It's like everybody handles things in their own way.
Everything in moderation.
Right. Everything in moderation is healthy. So the other thing to remember when you're gaming is a lot of people okay, there's ergonomic stuff out there, but some people just can't do ergonomic stuff. Or maybe you're not on the computer, you're on the console. Or maybe you're not on the console, you're on a cell phone. Or maybe you're awesome and you have a Switch, which I'm going to get soon.
The hell's a Switch? No, for real, what is that?
Nintendo Switch. It's take a cell phone, make it bigger, and then you can actually play your games on here, and then when you get home, you could just plunk it into a system and it gets on your TV. And
you don't have enough game stuff. We've got 3 PCs. We've got 2 PS4s. We have an Xbox, Xbox One. We have enough. You don't need a Nintendo Switch.
You need a Nintendo
nerd.
Switch for traveling.
You're a nerd.
I'm such a nerd.
She's a nerd, but I love her.
If this is not an indication. But yeah, so the way you sit in our society, whether we're driving or now we have cell phones, we're on computers all the time, you are not doing your full shoulder to shoulder back supported brace. You're actually in this position here, and or your neck is forward canted, as you can see, like this, or you're hunched forward and lifted. This actually causes really bad pain in the middle of your back, your shoulders.
It's a syndrome nowadays.
Yeah.
You see young people, and this is the saddest thing, because these are brand new spines we're talking about.
Young kids.
I see these kids that are like 16, 17, and they're like this permanently because they do this so much. Their neck, and they're like that. Like this one, I saw a girl one time. Okay, I'm going to admit it. I was looking. There was a really cute girl. And I saw her like from the front. She was super cute, right? And I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. She got up to go get something like a napkin or something. And when she stood up and turned sideways, she looked like some kind of, it was crazy. All of a sudden, she wasn't so gorgeous. So remember to keep your head back as much as you can. I know it's hard, but keep your head back. And another good thing to do, at least once an hour, when you're getting up to walk around or do whatever it is you're going to do, I would suggest go like this.
Stretch.
And give yourself a nice, big, deep stretch. Oh, because your back will get sore. And, you know, these tend to hunch forward for reaching forward for your stuff. And just, you know, keep yourself limber. It's just common sense stuff.
And a lot of pain that people are experiencing now, chronic pain, kind of back pain. If it's upper back pain, usually it's because of you've been holding a position at a computer or a computer desk, or even a cell phone where you're looking down like this all the time, or you're forward hunched, or you're driving and you're forward hunched because you're looking, holding that position for a long time without allowing yourself to stretch or move is going to cause your muscles to react.
Who drives like that?
A whole bunch of people drive like that.
This?
Yeah, I see them all the time.
Oh my God.
They don't drive like this with their like head against the
you
back.
might have to because you're short.
I'm short. Like I'm like this far away. I'm like
shorty.
But, yeah, so it's like be cognizant of your posture, what you're doing, because even I do it. I'll notice that my head is forward too much. I'll have to either push the back of my chair forward so it actually supports my head and my neck and my back, because these move forward and backwards. And then sometimes I'll just have to get up and start moving.
I'll say this, let me interject this. When we first met, she was 19 years old and I was 22. Low those 10 years ago. And one of the things though that I found really super attractive about her, besides her gigantic brown eyes, was her posture. When she was so straight up and down, and she was so graceful and elegant the way she walked and held herself. Her posture was so nice, and mine was not. I kind of walk like I'm missing a screw somewhere, but she walked like, you know, so straight up and down, and it was just really beautiful. So if you think people don't notice your posture, they really do. And I did.
Right. If you do need help with your posture, medication is not going to do that for you. I suggest a chiropractor. Definitely those guys are wonderful for preventative care. My son has to go because he sits so horribly on his gaming chair. He's actually altering his chest plate and his hips and his spine bend and twist in a way they shouldn't. So he has to go get seen to straighten him out back again. And you have to consistently try to maintain good posture after adjustments. It's really hard to get your children to be consistent with taking care of themselves. But, you know, just continue to tell them how important it is. And show them through example, and they will follow.
It's really hard to maintain good posture also if you're sitting on the wrong kind of seat. Oh. Like when I first got this chair, see, it looks cool in the video, right? Like, ooh, look at that red and black. That's awesome. Yeah, well, guess what? it's been 3 years maybe since I had this chair. I do not jump up and down on it. I don't rock crazy on it. I don't do anything. I just get up and sit down. And it's tilted to the side. I don't know if you can tell. Look, when I sit back, look how tilted it is. It's tilted. There's a big split in the vinyl now. The armrests are falling apart. And in order to sit straight, I have to kind of lean against the lean of the chair. So 2 things. 1, it's time to get a new chair. And 2, don't buy another Chinese piece of crap that came and is going to split and become something that's going to mess up your posture inside of 3 years. That was, what the hell? Thank you, China, for this crappy chair.
There are lots of different kinds of chairs that you can use. There are a lot of gaming chairs that they put out there, but really there are 3 things that you should pay attention to when you are getting a gaming chair. You need to make sure that there is a lumbar support. You need to make sure there is an adjustable height so that you can sit comfortably where your feet are flat on the ground and your knees are at a 90-degree angle. And then you also need to make sure that you have an adjustable back support, because if you are one of those people that lean into your monitor, the back of your chair should also support that lean. That way you know to instinctively keep your head to the back of the chair.
You should try and find a chair that's got one of those straps up here, one of those clockwork orange things that goes around your forehead, and then you'll be guaranteed to sit back. And then you'll.
Maybe you can invent that.
Clockwork orange head support.
A gaming head strap. You know what? Crazier things have come out and people have bought it. So
people buy anything.
Hurry up and jump on that before someone else does.
It's out in the universe now. Someone's going to steal that idea.
Oh, I love that. We could cover that later.
Different podcast.
Different podcast. About ideas actually not being original ideas. So,
and finally, can I just touch on something real quick as far as from the mental aspect of wellness when you're gaming?
Yeah.
Keep things in perspective. And it's not real, first of all. If your child is calling for you and he needs you, I don't care if you're in the middle of a boss fight and all your friends are relying on you because you're the healer or whatever it is. You gotta go and see if your kid is screaming, you know. If your virtual friends virtually die, oh well. Your real kid could really die because he's in there screaming. So you need to keep things in perspective. And a lot of these games, you know, you can buy things to make yourself better in the game. But it costs real money to buy these things sometimes.
Yeah, don't do it.
And a lot of people, they'll spend money they don't have or money they can't afford to spend on their virtual person to be virtually better. And they might sit back. You might feel good when you're getting it. Oh, yes, I just bought 200 astral shards and now I'm going to have a flying tiger or whatever. But then 3 days later, oh, we didn't pay the water bill. Oh, my God, I don't have any money. Take care of what you need to take care of. Your game should be low on the priority list financially. So if you can't afford it, don't do it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Your gaming, anything that you enjoy to do, I don't care what it is. It could be gaming, could be playing music, whatever it is. You really have to manage it because that's just another part of your life, which means you have to control it, you have to manage it and not let it manage you. So that means being responsible with your money with it, really not allowing it to interject in the duties that you have in real life, which means your interactions with people, your family, and things that need to be done first, right? And then, of course, make sure that it is helpful to your mental health and your wellness and not actually hurting you in some way or helping to support something that's going on with you that's not a positive thing. You got anything else?
Yeah, I think that about covers it for today.
Okay. Well, I want to thank my honey.
Thank my baby.
Love for being with me today on our wellness and business. This will be on podcast and of course here on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscription button.
Oh my God, we were supposed to say that at the beginning.
And don't
like and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell and leave us a comment. What kind of games do you play? Are you noticing that some of these habits that you have when you're gaming is actually causing you some pain or some issues, and how are you going to make those adjustments? I really want to hear about that.
Do you feel like the game you play is a positive influence in your life? Does it round you out as a person and help you get through whatever's going on? Or do you feel like it's had a detrimental effect on you? We'd be interested to know. And will probably respond in the comments, or she will.
I will. I definitely will. The other thing I want to know is, when you play these games, are you doing it to have fun and kind of test out different modes and views of how you see yourself? Or are you actually playing how you would actually see yourself in those games? That's actually a very interesting topic that I'd like to bring up with a couple of my streaming friends. We can go ahead and take care of that for people.
Is that how long we've been talking?
Well, that's how long it's been on.
Wow.
So thank you so much for being here and sharing your attention and your energy with me. I appreciate it very much. I want you to take care of yourself and remember your wellness every day and do self-care. Don't burn yourself out, but stay focused on where you want to be and who you want to be. Be kind, be courteous, be love.
And doggone it, people will like you.
Don't get me copyright infringed. Bye.